Disclaimer: this is a fictional dramatization inspired by public allegations, not confirmed legal findings. Viewer discretion is advised due to sensitive content involving manipulation and coercion. All events and dialogue are purely imaginary and do not represent real legal proceedings. Please like, share, and subscribe for more thrilling stories. The Sean D. Combs trial, starting on May 5, 2025 at Manhattan's federal courthouse, has taken a dramatic turn with Usher Raymond's testimony. The Grammy-winning artist revealed a world of manipulation, coercive gatherings, and silenced young artists under Sean D's control. Facing charges of trafficking, coercion, and a criminal enterprise, Sean D's empire is unraveling. Here's the imagined drama with the body expanded in detail, optimized for AI text-to-speech clarity, and preserving every original detail. On May 15, 2025, Usher, a renowned R&B star, took the stand, surprising the courtroom. For years, he stayed silent, dodging questions in interviews. Now he's exposing the truth about Sean D's world, from his experiences at 14 to the industry's hidden manipulations. Usher said the truth has haunted him, and his testimony could reshape the music industry. He recounted the decision to move to New York to live with Sean D, a pivotal moment when he was a teenager with big dreams. His testimony targets not just Sean D, but a system that allowed such behavior to thrive, capturing the attention of the public and the industry. At 14, fresh off his 1994 debut album, Usher moved to New York to live with Sean D, arranged by L. Reid, who believed Sean would fast-track his career. Usher expected to learn about stardom, but entered a world of excess. He described Sean's Midtown Manhattan penthouse as filled with champagne strangers and celebrities in casual attire, calling it a flavor camp, a term he later realized meant indulgence, not branding. Usher testified that Sean didn't teach vocals or performance, but pushed him to observe a party lifestyle with celebrities and avoid questions. Sean told him, "This is how we do it. You do not ask, you watch. Learn by watching. That is how grown men roll." In 1995, at 3 o'clock in the morning, Usher woke to find masked people entering the penthouse. Low music and candles filled the space. In the living room, he saw a structured, ritualistic gathering with cameras and lists, not casual interactions. He thought it was a movie set, but felt he shouldn't be there. Told to return to bed, he couldn't sleep forever, changing how he viewed Sean. This moment shattered Sean's mentor image, planting seeds of doubt about his promises of guidance. Usher elaborated that these gatherings weren't isolated. He recalled multiple nights where similar scenes unfolded, with Sean orchestrating events that felt more like power plays than parties. He said the environment was designed to normalize excess, making young artists like him feel they had to conform to succeed. This testimony painted Sean as a manipulator who used his influence to control impressionable talents, setting the stage for the trial's broader allegations. Usher received no warnings from his label mother or insiders about Sean's world. He explained that people saw Sean as eccentric, unaware of his quiet but absolute power. If Sean disliked you, your career stalled. If he liked you, silence was the deal. Usher said other young artists were lured with fame promises, but drawn into Sean's orbit unknowingly. He hinted more would testify, noting assistants, drivers, and musicians acted like it was normal, though they knew adults failed them. In 1995, at 15, Sean took Usher to a private Caribbean retreat, isolated, with no press or cameras. Usher realized it wasn't about music but manipulation, saying, "I was not given a choice about the environment," and it took years to understand the manipulation. He described the retreat as a turning point where Sean's control became overt. After the trip, Sean grew more controlling, with constant parties, new people, and rules. When Usher resisted, Sean said, "You do not bite the hand that feeds you. Remember who gave you this life." Usher looked at Sean in court and declared, "You did not give me this life. You gave me nightmares." This statement underscored the personal toll, revealing the mentorship as a facade for coercion. Usher added that Sean's control extended beyond parties. He described a system where young artists were monitored, their schedules dictated, and their interactions scrutinized. Sean's team ensured compliance, creating an atmosphere where questioning authority felt dangerous. This testimony highlighted a pattern of manipulation aligning with the prosecution's narrative of a criminal enterprise. In 1996, at 16, Usher signed a contract with a confidentiality clause, presented as a standard non-disclosure or agreement for Bad Boy Records. He claimed it covered private events and discretion, but he didn't understand the terms. His mother co-signed and label lawyers called it routine. Usher now sees it as a tool to silence him, saying, "That signature bought my silence for years. I was not allowed to speak about parties, guests' behaviors." He was told speaking out would ruin the brand, but he asked, "What about what it did to me?" In 2009, during an interview with a major publication, questions turned personal. Bad Boy's legal team called citing the non-disclosure agreement and warning, "We hope you are not trying to jeopardize your reputation." Usher canceled the interview. He also claimed veiled threats from Sean's associates saying, "You think you are done with that world, but it is never done with you. If you step out of line, there are consequences not just to your career, but to your safety." Usher presented the non-disclosure agreement in court admitted as evidence, with phrases about audiovisual documentation, now ominous given Sean's alleged video library. He said, "That document made me feel crazy for years, like everything I saw felt was not real, because I could not say it out loud." Usher expanded on the non-disclosure agreement's impact, noting it created a culture of fear. He said artists were pressured to sign without full understanding, often under the guise of protecting the label. The agreement's enforcement wasn't just legal, but psychological, making him question his memories. This testimony exposed a mechanism to silence dissent crucial to the prosecution's case. In 1996, at 17, Sean took Usher to an exclusive Atlanta mansion party, a pivotal moment. Sean hosted a lavish event with celebrities, models, and mysterious men unrelated to music. A secret room opened by a guard after Sean's whisper stood out. Sean grinned, saying, "You are not ready for that yet." Usher peeked and saw masked people confessing, "That night changed me. I saw things I still cannot explain. I do not know if it was legal, but I know it was not right." Usher shared journal entries from 1998, originally for lyrics, but later a record of his time with Sean. A March 1999 entry read, "Had dinner with Diddy and 3 executives I did not know. They kept talking about loyalty, said loyalty keeps you on tour, honesty puts you back home." Diddy laughed. An October 2000 entry described declining a Thursday night invite. "Too many secrets, too many masks. Did he say it is just the culture? I do not agree." Usher never shared these, fearing he'd lose everything, believing no one would trust him. He testified, "Now, because I have lived with it long enough, and it is time the truth comes out." He elaborated that the Atlanta party wasn't a one-off. Similar events occurred in other cities, each with a secretive vibe and unspoken rules. The journal entries presented in court provided a first-hand account of his growing unease, showing a teenager grappling with a world he couldn't reconcile with his values. This evidence strengthened Usher's credibility, offering a glimpse into his internal struggle. In 1997, at 18, Sean invited Usher to meet a music investor at Miami's Satay Hotel, hyped as a career break. Usher expected business but found 3 men in robes, high-end champagne, and silent young women. An overseas man asked if Usher wanted to be remembered forever, not about music. Left alone, Usher felt trapped. One man touched his shoulder, saying, "You can stay or leave, but you will never get another invitation like this." Usher left, and opportunities vanished. A tour slot and a producer pulled out. No one admitted it was because he left, but doors closed. Weeks later, Sean showed Usher at a disturbing handheld camera clip of another young artist in a coerced act. When asked if Sean threatened him, Usher said he did not have to. The people around him did. They used silence and exile. He realized fame in Sean's world meant submission, not talent. Usher added that this incident clarified Sean's tactics, using fear and exclusion to enforce compliance. He described the clip as a warning, a signal that stepping out of line had consequences, further entrenching the culture of control. Usher mentored Justin Bieber, launching his career with positivity. In 2010, Sean invited 15-year-old Bieber to flavor camp parties, treating him like an adult. In 2011, Bieber called Usher breathing heavily, saying, "I want to come home." Usher's team couldn't find him for 2 days. When they met, Bieber avoided eye contact, saying, "It is fine. I am good now." Usher knew he wasn't. He confronted Sean, asking him, "What are you doing to these kids?" Sean replied, "Same thing they did to me. It is how the game works." That was their last serious talk. Usher stepped back but felt guilt watching Bieber. In 2018, an anonymous caller warned, "Tell him to keep his mouth shut or we will shut it for him." Usher believed Sean's team was behind it. Usher expanded on his protective role, saying he tried to shield Bieber but felt powerless against Sean's influence. He described Bieber's distress as a mirror of his own, reigniting his guilt for not acting sooner. The anonymous call, he said, was a chilling reminder of Sean's reach even years later. This testimony highlighted the cyclical nature of the industry's manipulations affecting new generations. In 2002, a private Hollywood Hills estate party marked Usher's breaking point. Presented as a producer meeting, it was a secretive rite of passage with young artists and models expecting career boosts. Phones were confiscated and aggressive non-disclosure agreements were presented. Usher noted the vibe was wrong. There were people who were not artists or executives, just observers. He recognized famous faces but didn't name them, hinting others might testify. Trying to leave early, a stranger took him to Sean, who said, "You are not ready yet. You still think this is about music. This is bigger than that." Usher left and never attended another Sean party. He described the event as a culmination of years of unease, with Sean's words revealing a system beyond music. The aggressive non-disclosure agreements, unlike industry norms, suggested a cover for illicit activities. Usher's refusal to name others was strategic, implying a broader network that the trial might uncover, adding weight to the prosecution's claims. Usher submitted emails and contract drafts revealing a teen development deal, locking him into 5 albums, and surrendering master rights until 35. He said, "I did not know what I was signing. I just wanted to sing." Artists like Carl Thomas, Total Black Rob, and Craig Mack faced similar deals. Sean promised mentorship, but discarded artists when they weren't useful or obedient. A private accountant showed Usher $4.3 million in missed royalties. When confronted, Sean laughed, saying, "If you knew what was really owed, you would not sleep at night." Court documents showed artists took small settlements to regain names or songs. In 2011, Usher planned a secret artist meeting to address grievances, but it was canceled after a tip-off to Sean. Usher saw Sean order the destruction of an artist's demo tapes and footage after threats to speak out. That artist vanished, and Usher recalled, "I do not know where he is. Nobody does. But I remember his voice and he was scared." Usher detailed how Sean's business model relied on exploitation, using contracts to trap artists and intimidation to silence them. The vanished artist's story, he said, was one of many, hinting at a pattern of erasure for those who resisted. In 2001, after releasing 8701, Usher vanished for a week, checked into a Northern California mental health facility under a false name. He revealed panic attacks starting at 20, triggered by flashing lights, crowds, or music linked to his time with Sean. One night in a New York hotel, once a Sean party venue, he smelled familiar, candles froze and couldn't breathe. His team rushed him to a clinic for 5 days. He told a psychiatrist, "I saw things no kid should see. I lived where power meant silence and survival meant smiling." Diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, it took 2 years of therapy to sleep without nightmares. Usher hinted other artists with Sean Tice overdosed or attempted suicide or vanished too afraid to speak. He said, "I was lucky. I had money for help, but some did not." He kept silent because in 2001, nobody would have believed me. Puffy was untouchable, and I was just the kid with the voice. He elaborated that his diagnosis was a turning point, forcing him to confront the trauma. The other artists' fates, he said, weighed on him, motivating his testimony to give voice to their silent struggles. Asked why he stayed silent, Usher broke down, saying, "I thought I owed him. I thought silence let me move on and be grateful. But you cannot be grateful for a lie." Guilt consumed him, watching others fall into Sean's trap. He tried confronting Sean in 2016, but his legal team blocked it. A journal entry from leaving Sean's mentorship read, "I survived Puffy, but did the kid in me survive? I still do not know." Usher addressed the court victims online and young artists, saying, "This is not just about one man. It is about a system that told kids like me to be quiet, stay in line, and never question the hands that fed us. I am not afraid anymore, not for me because I have lived through it. I am doing this for those who did not." The trial, initially about racketeering and trafficking, became a reckoning for industry silence. Usher's final words emphasized a collective fight, urging the industry to protect future talents and acknowledge past wrongs. This fictional testimony exposes a system of manipulation. Usher's courage, from journals to mental health revelations, demands truth. Please like, share, and subscribe for more thrilling tales. Stay tuned as this imagined drama unfolds.
Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, drop a comment below. And please like, share, and subscribe my channel.